Hello everyone! In this video, we are going to design and animate an attractive site menu. Okay, I've already placed these elements here, which include a rectangle, a profile picture, and a series of icons. You can draw this rectangle with dimensions of 128 by 680 and consider the value of the corner radius to be 40. I also consider the color of this rectangle to be white. Another point is that I've already considered some of the colors that I'm going to use in this project as color styles from the color styles section. These colors include these 4 items. You can see the code for each color in this section. For color number 1, this color code. For color number 2, this color code is used, and for color number 3, this one, and for color number 4, this color code is considered. Well, let's go to the menu design. I will drag this picture and put it in this section. Next, I go to the line tool and draw a line with the width of my background here. From the stroke section, I click on the styles item and consider the color number 4 for this line. I want to know how far this line is from the profile picture. To do this, I first click on the desired line and hold the Alt key and move it to the image. As you can see, this distance is 19. I press the down arrow key once to change this distance to 20. Now we need to get to the icons. Before I move to the icons, first I have to consider a frame for each of these icons. So I go to the frame tool and click here once. As you can see, the width and height of this icon is 100 by 100. I want to change this value to 50. First, I click on the link icon so that the width and height are linked to each other, and I enter the value of 50 for the width or height so that the size of our frame changes to 50. Now I will place this frame here. I will take a copy of it and repeat this copy by pressing Ctrl and D. We do not need the color of the frames, so I will select all the frames and click on the minus icon from the fill section to remove all the colors. Now I have to place each icon on its respective frame. For this, I have to drag the desired icon and move it to this part. In the same way, I do this for icon number 2, number 3, 4, and 5. Alright, we have placed each of the icons in a frame, and we can change the name of the frames to a desired name. I use numbers. The first frame is number 1, the second frame is number 2, and so on, number 3, 4, and 5. Now I select all the items, and from Selection Colors section, I click on Styles icon and I choose color number 1 so that the color of all icons change to the color I created earlier. Now I drag all icons and place them in this area. Okay, now I want to draw a sketch for this state where each icon is active. I go to the Rectangle tool and click here once to create a square. I enter the width as 100 and the height as 70 so that we have a rectangle like this. I change its color to white. In order to activate the editing mode, it is enough to double-click on the rectangle to show me the tools related to the editing section. And if I move the mouse cursor over the upper edge of the rectangle, a point will appear here, which I can click and drag upwards to change the shape of the rectangle like this. Okay, if I move the mouse pointer over the left edge, a point will appear here, which I can click to create this point, and the same for the right side. Now I select the 2 points and hold the Shift key and press the down arrow key to move these points down by 10 pixels. Now I select the point on the right side, hold the Shift key and hit the right direction key once, and do the same for the left side. Now I will select 3 points and increase the corner radius from this part to create such a form for me. By clicking on Done and holding the Shift key and dragging, I will rotate this shape by 90 degrees and move it to this part. By moving the shape, I will place it on the menu design. I can enter the editing mode again and I can change this shape in such a way that the result I want is created. I click on it once, select this point, hold the Shift key and hit the left arrow key once. I repeat this for the bottom point and select the middle point, and in this way we can create such a form by moving the point to the left. Well, this form we created is suitable, and I go to the tool to draw a circle, and I draw a circle like this here. I can change its size from this section, and from the fill part, I will consider color number 3 for this circle. Well, this circle will be created on the layer corresponding to number 1. To get out of this state, I will place the circle on the rectangle layer by moving it. Okay, I move the circle. Here I want to draw another element. I go to the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle like this. Very well, I round the corners. I go to this item and change the right and bottom corners to 0 so that we have this form. From the fill section, I select color number 2. Now by holding the Shift key, I select these 3 shapes, and by clicking on the Align Vertical Centers icon, I align them with each other along the horizontal axis. And by pressing Ctrl and G keys, I put all 3 elements in a group and drag the layer corresponding to this group at the bottom of the icon layers. Okay, by moving this design like this, I will place this circle in line with this icon. Now I want to transfer this icon inside the circle. I first select the layer related to the icon and transfer it to this area. I change the color of the icon from this area to color number 2, and this will be the general form of my menu. Now I have to activate the active mode for each of these icons. So first I select all the elements, and by right-clicking and selecting the frame selection option, I place them in a frame and make 4 copies of this frame. Now we can change the name of each of these frames. I will use numbers. 1 for frame number 1, for the second frame 2, and so on, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now I need to set the active mode for each of these icons. I'll go to frame number 2, drag this element, and move it to this part. I drag the icon number 2 and place it inside this circle, and from the selection colors section, I change its color to number 2. And I move the first icon and place it in this section and select the color number 1 for it. In this way, I will set the next icons. Well, I will drag this element and place it in this area. I move the icon inside the circle and change its color to color number 2. I transfer the first icon to this part and select the number 1 color. For icon number 4, I do the same. I will change its color in the same way and transfer this icon to this area and select color number 1. Finally, I repeat this for icon number 5. Very well, this is my general outline. Now I want to animate this menu. For this, I enter the prototype section. I select the first frame. Here I want to connect icons number 2 to frame 2, icons number 3 to frame 3, icons number 4 to frame 4, and icons number 5 to frame 5. So I go to icon number 2. When I click on it, this plus sign appears, and by clicking and dragging, I can connect this wire to frame number 2. When I do this, a box will pop up where I can make some settings. Well, here we choose the on-click option. In this part, I choose navigation to, and I put the animation mode to Smart Animate. And also set this item to gentle. We can consider the time between 800 and 1000. I connect icon number 2 in frame 3 to frame 2 like this and repeat the same process for this icon. I connect icon number 3 to frame 3. Icon number 4 to frame 4. And I connect icon number 5 to frame 5. Now I have to connect these icons to the first frame like this. Okay, now we have attached the icons to the desired frames. Now I want to preview the work. For this, I have to click on this icon to show the preview of my design. If I click on icon number 2, my animation sequence will be done, as you can see. Very well, in this video we learned how to create a menu site and also animate menus. I hope you enjoyed this video.